What's up, everybody? Welcome. It's another edition of the Prize Pick Show right here on Orange Bloods Live. I'm Jeff Ketchum. That is Jason Sucamel, Cody Carpentier, and Alex Dunlap. We're all here to talk a little Texas and Citrus Bowl in Michigan. A little bit of that. We'll also give you some of our early thoughts on the playoff games and maybe some prize picks to look for in those matchups next week. Do us a solid. Use that promo code OrangeBloods. Go to Prize Picks right now. Play $5, get $50 instantly when you use that promo code OrangeBloods. Jason and I were just talking about all the success that we've had on Prize Picks this football season. Everybody's got to find their wheelhouse. I might be sticking to soccer for a while when it's all said and done, but we do have the bowl games coming up. Do us a solid. Thumbs up button, subscribe to the page, all that stuff as we creep closer to 200,000 subscribers. Fellas, Texas, Michigan, Citrus Bowl. Without getting too deep into the prize pick stuff just yet, because I don't even know that we fully know who's all playing in that game on both sides. Your initial impressions, Alex, I'll start with you. Texas, Michigan, the Citrus Bowl means what to you?
I'm like you. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around it until we know who all the opt outs are, and if we hear anything from the staff about whether or not they're going to maybe try and play some younger guys or try to, I don't know. Like my first question, like what if DJ Campbell opts out of the game? I saw that he was Cody, am I correct in saying that he accepted a Shrine Bowl invite?
Yep.
I mean, generally a Shrine Bowl invite's not the type of thing where you wouldn't play in the game, but I don't know. I keep thinking, I'm like, man, could this be something where do you guys even entertain the thought that they might not play Arch for the whole game?
I mean, it's one of the things I want to ask you about. Is this the last game of 2025 or is it the first game of 2026? And if it's the latter, what is the most important thing to get out of this game? Is it
health?
It's health? Is it you got to get KJ Lacey some reps just so that next year your backup quarterback, if he's ever forced to play, at least he's taking some snaps in a game that matters?
Yeah, and I think also it's not, but you can't treat it just like it's a throw. You're going up. I mean, Michigan's got 5-star players, they haven't been as good this year.
But we've seen coaches play their starting quarterback for a half, pull the plug, and then the babies come into the game. Like I don't know that there's a right or wrong way to treat these bowl games anymore. Jason, I mean, where do you – I bet instinctively you play to win the game. But in 2025 going into 2026, there's just a lot more questions about how to approach a game like this.
Well, Alex is right. Michigan has 5-star players, but who's to say they're going to play their of course you play to win the game, right? That's human nature. That's coaches and players' instincts. But does that mean you're going to play your best players to win the game? Like, I like the idea. Honestly, it's so weird to say this out loud because these bowl games just are meaningless, right? But I love the idea of playing Arch for a half and then let KJ Lacey get some meaningful reps. When else is he going to do it? Are you going to have a spring game next year? I mean, he had a couple pass attempts this year, right? When else is he going to get some actual game experience so you can say, okay, that's our guy to back up Arch Manning next year? Or if he goes out and doesn't look so hot, do you say, we need to go find another Matthew Caldwell? I love that idea, man. You still want to win the game, but I'm all for giving guys like KJ Lacey, maybe these freshman receivers that people have been wondering where the hell they are. Maybe you throw those guys out there and see if they can shine bright when the lights are on. I don't know, man. These games, you want to win. You want to get to 10 wins and all that kind of stuff. But does the outcome of this game really change anything at all in the grand scheme of things? I mean, it's going to affect your ranking a little bit.
The only thing that I keep coming back to is that Sark keeps mentioning this whole thing about where they're going to be the first team since 2007 to win. We have the opportunity to be the first team since whatever it is, 2008.
That's such a Mac Brown, like, who gives a fuck?
Well, I mean, you're playing like that, but maybe Sark doesn't. You know what I mean? Bianco comes in with all these stats like this, and it's like,
well, Sark also showed up on Sunday and said this was a great season. So he's completely motivated by putting the biggest shine on this stinker of a season that he can. And look, not all stinkers are created the same. They beat Oklahoma. They beat A&M. They go 3-0 in the rivalry games, but they missed the playoffs. So it's a wasted season. You wasted a bullet in the chamber. You have one less. You're never going to get it back. And I don't know. Like, Cody, you said it was you that said stay healthy, right? Come out of this game healthy. So what does that mean for you?
I mean, to me, it starts with the quarterback. Like, yeah, I think across the board, we're going to see the freshman receiver play. I think we're going to see probably like more people play in this game than we have all year, which makes the most sense because it's a bowl game and it doesn't really have much value.
Alex is cringing. It's going to take him every bit of every hour after the game is over to get that thing done.
Cody, I'm sorry to interrupt. Cody, we're basically saying that it's a bowl game, which you might as well be saying it's an exhibition.
That's what it is.
I know it's crazy that what these bowl games have become. Yeah,
I agree. And so here's the thing. Like, I think that you can look at it from two perspectives. Like, one, I think, yeah, you look at it like a preseason game and you can send out Arch and you can say, here's a drive, here's 2 drives. Maybe you score twice. Like, you put a situation, you go through the first 15 plays of the game, whatever it is. And then I think you bring KJ in, you let Caldwell have some work. Can you play Luke Dunham? Can you play the walk-on kid? Like, can you see what that kid looks like? And maybe you don't need to go get a Caldwell. You got a kid that, hey, I don't know. Maybe we'll see what it looks like in a game. I don't know. Something like this, right? Because I do think bringing in a veteran quarterback in the transfer portal is important. I think it's one of the most important things when you go into next year, a season that most likely carries more expectation than even this year had with Arch Manning. I don't know. I've referenced the LSU 2018 season going into the 19 season, and that 18 game they played in the Fiesta Bowl against UCF, and that season didn't matter. That was the Fiesta Bowl. It wasn't a college football playoff game. Burrow played that whole game. He had 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. Like, that only leads to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, positive, positive thoughts in the building of like, hey, we know what this team's going to be next year. Let's go out there and throw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns and show everybody what Arch is. And let's end it on a good note, win 10 games and go into next year. Like, is it worth the risk of playing a full game like that with Arch Manning and with all the starters and not getting to see Jamie French and not getting to see what every single one of the offensive linemen looks like in this game? I don't think it's worth the risk in having him play the whole game like that.
It's funny. I did the show on Monday with Chad, and we were just talking about the bowl game in general. And I said, do you play it or do you not play it? And I'm like, every game matters. You don't get enough of them that you can just not play a game. And it's not even for me like the 15 practices. All those are obviously an added bonus, especially for your younger players.
That's like a whole extra spring.
Sark likes to call it an extra spring. And look, it's double the amount of practices. So, we think of the spring spread out over the course of 5 weeks. They squeeze it all into 2.5. But look, it is what it is. I just keep coming. They're going to play the game. So I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to try to approach this from the standpoint of I asked my reasoning for if you canceled the game is that if I said, Jason, in the next couple of weeks, if in January 10th, if I say the most important thing is Texas beats Michigan and wins game number 10 and has the momentum and like whatever bright spot spin story narrative you want to give yourself, 80-0, they beat Michigan. Or is it more important to stick the landing in the portal and with offseason decisions and kind of all of the things that are ongoing right now? For me, it seems obvious. 2026 matters more than 2025 moving forward. It is not the last game of 2025. It's the first game of 2026.
Yes.
100%. If you're talking portal and off-season hires and that stuff, what's more important, that or winning this game?
Well, because your offensive coordinator in this game is the guy making at the same time. Sark's got to be working on all of the things that he's got to be working on. He has to be the offensive coordinator in this game. He has to be the play caller in this game. He has to devote all of the hours of practice. I'm just saying if you were going to cancel the game, it would be I'd want my general manager or my decision maker to be as invested in the decisions that have to be made, say, January 1st moving forward. more so than the game. If I believe that to be true, then I really want to look at this game and go, what's the most important thing for 2026 that I can get out of the Citrus Bowl? Doesn't it have to be just playing a bunch of dudes you haven't seen? Like, I don't even know if Jamie French or Khalil Lockett are going to definitely stay around. I think they are, but I sure would like to see them have to play and kind of get an idea of all of these dudes that on some level they've got to count on. I'd like to see them. Michigan will at least give you some good tape. This isn't North Texas. Like, however they sink or swim, it's on film. It doesn't count against their eligibility. You can kind of go YOLO here if you want to. It's such an unorthodox approach. Like, Sark is such an old school he's got that reputation as being kind of a young and hip guy, even though he's not really young anymore. But right, like, he's a player's coach. He just feels youthful, but he's the oldest 90-year-old Mac Brown son of a gun that's ever lived, I think, from a coaching philosophy standpoint. He is conservative by nature. I think he's got more Lavelle Edwards in him than maybe Pete Carroll or some of these new age coaches. I have just a hard time believing he'll look at this and be okay with it's a chance for us to get 60 minutes of tape on our young guys, and I don't care who wins. It'd be hard for him to, I think, wrestle with that.
No, again, you're going to try to win and want to win. You want to end with a good taste. But Cody's right. Health, and more specifically, keep Arch Manning healthy, right? Behind who knows what kind of offensive line he's going to be playing behind, right? So, and then, yeah, use this game as an evaluation tool for your young players. I mean, I like, Cody said it. I was like, that's a good idea. Give Arch a couple series. Maybe have some fun with it. Do some flea flickers, some throwbacks to Arch, whatever. Have some fun with it. But use this as an evaluation tool for your young players. See if this is the best place you're going to find if those guys can help your program in 2026. The practices leading up to it, then obviously the game experience. So, yeah, you want to win, but to me, that's almost third on my list of priorities. Now, will Sark feel the same way once they walk out on that field? Your blood starts blowing, your competitive nature kicks in.
He can't help it. He can't help
it. I understand what you guys are saying, but I also think that what's one thing that Sark constantly complained about all season, the one thing situationally that he says, "Gosh, I wish we could have done this," and and that was always like, I want to get these younger guys more reps. I want to get them out there. It's like, and to some degree, that falls on us as coaches. That falls on the players that are the starters, that they're not able to get off the field in time to give the younger guys. That's something that they'll have to be accountable to them for. Like, I don't know how many times, like, I was writing up the press conference notes that I heard that as an answer to some kind of question, right? And so this is a time when you can do it without it's just a matter of, it's like Ketch says, it's like, once you get out there, is it just like the Pavlov's dog? It's just like you hear the ref whistle the game. And it's like, and then you go to that old school coach, like, you play to win the game, and like, it could just be set in his mind like that. To me, I don't think it would be the optimal way to handle it. I'm with you guys, man. You got to see we haven't seen hide nor hair of Daniel Cruz or of Nate Kibble or Jackson Christian, or these are guys that are going to be on, even if they go and they get 5 of these guys, these are guys on your 2 deep for next year.
Kimball's got to play, but I don't want Arch Manning on the field when
no. Make sure that's KJ Lacey stuff for sure. Yeah.
But I got to see something. I was about to ask real quick before we move on. Everybody give me a pair of guys, right? Because by the time we're done, we'd be up to 8 between the 2 of us. But like, guys that for you, forget about the score of the game and who wins. The guys you'd love to get a great 30-minute, one half evaluation on in a game like this.
Okay. I'll say Bo Barnes. And because you need to figure out
how close is he?
Are you moving are you moving Brad Spence back to linebacker? It's like that would have a lot of other effects, right? And then I mentioned those 3 offensive linemen. So can that be my other answer?
Yeah, you can use them as a collective. We can't use your guys though. So now the 3 offensive linemen.
Damn it, that's 4 guys off the board. Hold on.
You go last. I'll go last, but Jason, you got to go second to last. Cody, you're up.
I would just say I need to see a drive or 2 out of Michael Terry at running back, and then the 2 defensive tackles. I mentioned this on Football with Friends, but I want to see Myron Charles and Josiah Sharma, like 350, 330 pounds. You got a year in the program. Like, are you going to be able to take a step forward in the spring and, through the next 30 practices, through the bowl season and spring practice, and lifting in the spring and lifting in the summer? Can we depend on you going into 2026, or do we need to go get, maybe not one fire plug defensive tackle, but a second in the portal at some point here? Or can we potentially depend on a Charles or Sharma next year?
Jason, they're leaving the most obvious 2.
I know. We're going to take the low-hanging fruit. And
Right.
you guys aren't very good at following rules. Cody said 3, Alex said 4. So.
No, but they somehow still left. You're going to take them now, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I was going to say both receivers, but I'll leave one for you. So I'm going to go Khalil Lockett and KJ Lacey. I mean, KJ Lacey's got to be one of the answers, right? See what
You've left both of mine on
wow.
the table.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, then I want both receivers and KJ Lacey. I'm playing.
You can have 3. I only need 2. You guys have left me my 2. And I think I agree. Although all of y'all, I mean, there's no wrong answers. There's 40 guys in the program that I think could use this more so than DJ Campbell, or it's really interesting. I guess I'll say Michael Taft, because I don't even know if Jonah Williams is going to play in the spring or how much. And to me, he's the obvious, like, get his ass on the field and let's just see what he can do. It might be our last impression of him until you get to the summer in terms of competitive football. I don't know how they're going to manage him in the spring. He's going to be playing baseball. I can't imagine a Deion Sanders situation where he's playing in a game and then taking a helicopter over to the practice. It's going to be baseball. But he might be your best safety. And, I don't know. They've increased his playing time. He's getting more reps as the season has gone along. But it's only been smattering of reps. And what did he get in the last game, Alex? 10?
They just did it. He just only plays in that 7 DB package. I can pull it up right now. I can tell you.
It's not much. So I think I would – look, if he gets burned, he gets burned. But I need to get Jonah Williams on the field. And by the same token – I kind of want to get Justice Terry 40 snaps in this game. He's going to be getting 20. He seems like he's really been coming along, but it always seems like, justifiably so, they have other players on that defensive line that have been getting those reps. This would be a game where I'd like to wear Justice Terry's ass out. I want to know. I want to see him playing in different spots. In reading Alex's deep dig this week, thinking about how they'll use him next year, kind of dependent upon what his body does from a transformation standpoint from now to the next 9 months. But he seems like he's caught between being a force in 2 different spots, but not so much of a force that he's got to be on the field. Or is he? Give me 40 snaps. Give me Jonah Williams and Justice Terry, 40, 50 snaps for both. And I realize the implication of that is, at least for Jonah Williams, that would probably mean the McDonald or Taft, probably Taft. I don't know. I don't even know what we do with McDonald conversation. That's maybe for another show. But it means one of those 2 guys isn't playing very much. But you know what? That might be what this game needs. I wonder, and I'll let this be the last word because we should move on and just talk about the playoff games for a little bit, some early Prize Picks numbers. I wonder if Sark needs the players to rip the Band-Aids off. So does he need DJ Campbell, Michael Taft, Malik Muhammad, or any of these guys that might decide they want to turn pro early? If 4 or 5 of these guys elect to not play in the bowl game, then to me, it makes a lot of this easier, right? If Michael Taft wants to play, well, then Jonah Williams doesn't get to play 40 or 50 snaps.
It's almost a blessing in disguise. And you hate saying that, right? But
if DJ Campbell doesn't play, I'm not playing Arch Manning more than a drive or 2. I'm not having him play a game with Nate Kibble, Connor Robertson, and Cole Hudson. I'm just not. If 2026 matters, I'm not risking an inch of it behind an offensive line that I will not play Arch behind next season, no matter what. I might throw myself in front of a moving bus before I would let that guy next year play behind those three players. And obviously they can't because Cole Hudson won't be back. But you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's been as we record this, it's been kind of a quiet morning on the transfer front. It'll be interesting to see what happens as the days go by. They're going to start practicing soon for this game. And I would imagine if you're going to be hitting the streets after the game, there's no reason to waste 2 weeks of your time around the holidays pretending. We've seen 7 guys this week already announce that they're going into the portal. I would be shocked if there's not more. All right, let's move on quickly. I was looking at Prize Picks earlier today, and they've got the college football playoff games. That stuff's already out there. I'm looking at John Mateer numbers. I'm looking at the Alabama OU game. I'm just curious. Is there a game, by the way, I would say this on Prize Picks, less might be a great theme this college football season. I can't speak to all of the other bowl games, but as we talk about Texas and what they may do, however Prize Picks sets the numbers, this might not be the game to go Moors across the board because of the things that we're talking about with regards to trying to play other players. We'll see how it goes. Anybody love any of these games just from an interest standpoint? Cody, forget about Prize Picks for a second because I can pull those numbers up. For you, is it OU Alabama? Is it that obvious, or is there a most interesting game of the first 4 playoff games?
I think OU Alabama's interesting to me. I kind of like this Miami Texas A&M game. I didn't realize it until today that they scheduled it the way they did, but somehow that game ended up at noon, and we get to watch JMU get absolutely just whacked at 7:30.
I think they're trying to avoid the NFL. The NFL's got some dope games. I think there's a Packers-Bears game that Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, well, we're just going to
don't want to compete with it.
Yep.
I suppose, but I mean, it just feels like, I don't know. I guess it makes sense. It sound like
NFL just doesn't care. They just take over everything.
Yeah.
They're just belt to bottom. But I think Texas A&M and Miami's interesting. I guess from an NFL draft perspective, I look at that and I see, all the edge rushers and the offensive tackles in that game, and there's weaponry there, and quarterback plays interesting. I think that one probably entices me the most. Whereas we've seen the Oklahoma-Alabama game already once, and I expect a little bit better Mateer in that game. But that thing could be kind of if that Oklahoma defense keeps playing the way they are, that thing could be another 2017, 23-20 game, just like it was before. It'd be a good game, but I want to see some points. I think Miami A&M could give me that.
I think I'm looking at Prize Picks here. Do you think that this is finally going to be a game wherever? Do you think Venables is going to go to Arbuckle and say let's get Mateer going? Let's get him going.
He's going to be super conservative because they've played this game before.
Man, Alabama can't run. Let's let Mateer loose. I brought you in here to run the same system from Washington State. I have a feeling it's we can't run the football in the traditional run game. But I want.
You think there's another level that Mateer has in him, and I'm not sure that he does. I think. This is who he is the guy that we've seen. I think they've hesitated to turn him loose because that dude just has mistakes all over. He will, every 10 throws, he's putting one up into somebody's hands, and you're hoping by the grace of God that luck's on your side and the bad doesn't turn into a disaster. If you give him 50 attempts in a game, he's going to make 5 bad throws. If you give him 30, you're going to give him 3. I feel like they've done a good job. Clearly, they're in the playoffs. I think there's a world out there where Mateer is the central focus of this team and not the defense. And I think they're 8-4 and playing in a crappy bowl game. And I think
that could be true. I mean, obviously, it's the defense is what's gotten them here. I just look at the 34.5 rushing yards from Mateer. I just think this is going to be a game where they're going to let him run.
I agree with.
Yeah. So
I've got one for you. I was kind of surprised. I was looking at those early Miami A&M numbers, trying to see if there's anything from the A&M side because we just saw A&M. They've got KC Concepcion's receiving yards at 58.5. And I thought my instincts were, and I probably will play the more on that because they're at home. I think it's going to take some points to win that game. I don't know that that's necessarily going to be a low-scoring affair. And then I'm looking at Casey Concepcion's numbers, and it's funny how many times this season he goes below that number. In fact, if we look at the last 7 games of the season, he only clears that number twice. So, damn it, Prize Picks, you've got me thinking 58 and a hook is like low-lying fruit for Concepcion. And as it turns out, maybe it's, maybe maybe I should just hit the less on everything, Cody. I'm such a more guy, and I've sucked all season long. I almost feel guilty doing this show right now. Who the hell am I to give anybody advice? Everybody do the opposite of everything I say. Everything.
I think everybody's like probably inclined to take the more. Like, and Prize Picks isn't stupid. They adjust the lines for that. So like if one of us was smart, we'd go against the grain and I'll take all lesses. And you're probably more inclined to hit than you are if you're taking a bunch of mores. I hate putting my faith in Carson Beck, but they've got him at 235.5. He's gone over that 5 straight games.
Don't do it.
I feel like Miami's. I know. He'll have one of those 4 interception games.
I feel like
Miami's
due for a bad game is what you just did.
Pretty much, probably. Yeah, he seems to have one of those about once every 6 weeks. But I think Alex said it. I think there's going to be some points in that game. I think Miami may be playing from behind. I think A&M is a better team. So on paper, that one feels good. But again, I hate putting my stock in Carson Beck. So I wouldn't hate playing it, but I probably will stay away from it.
Guys, I'll just say this. So far, well, it's interesting. We do have Army-Navy this weekend. I'm looking at that Blake Horvath. It's the most popular play on Prize Picks for the week so far. 110.5 passing yards. Like the novelty.
Is it popular to pick under or to pick over?
I don't know. It's
higher or
not,
low, more or less.
It's not a demon or anything. It's just his.
I know
passing number.
I'm just wondering if if it's.
He's averaged. Hey, he's at 110.5. His last 5, he's averaged 110.2.
his passing number's 110.5. His rushing number's 109.5.
It's the most consistent man in America. I do like one of the hot plays is that Red Devil Tate Sandal, the kicker for Oklahoma. They've got him at a 1.5 field goals made as a Red Devil. That feels like
he had 3 in the first game, didn't he?
Yeah, I that game feels. I like to do the field goal. I like to pair the quarterbacks up with interceptions, and I like to pair kickers up on field goals. And I think OU and Alabama may be a game where we see some field goals. I might take advantage of that. I don't know that I would have ever looked at it, but seeing it up there now as the second leading prize pick early. I mean, it's not a ton. The numbers aren't crazy yet, but something to keep an eye on. And then you can take advantage of a Green Goblin right now. They've got Dante Moore's passing touchdowns against JMU. They've got a 1.5 Green Goblin. That does feel pretty low lying fruit right there. I mean, if you feel really good about something and just want to pair it with something, Green Goblins, you can find a bunch of them that you'll like, but Dante Moore, the Moore at 1.5 on passing touchdowns doesn't seem terrible.
If his receivers are all healthy.
True.
Because he hasn't hit that very often lately, I don't think. So.
No, but they'll have more time. I don't know. Like, you're right, Jason. Oregon all season long is just, they lost Evan Stewart before the season started, and they haven't been able to have Decory Moore healthy for a lot of the stretch. It seems like there's another guy too. So,
of course, they are playing James Madison. We need to take that into account also. So they're not playing,
touche.
USC and
All right, guys,
Iowa.
We'll leave it on that note. We're 30 minutes in. It's probably time to wrap this bad boy up. Guys, go to Prize Picks. Start looking at the numbers. You've got time. The bowl games obviously don't begin for another week or so. The playoff games next weekend. Longhorns a couple of weeks from now. NFL, NBA, college basketball. Matter of fact, one of the things I'm going to tell Jalen to start doing in his basketball previews is going to Prize Picks and picking his favorite. Because trust me, this Texas basketball team's hard to watch. But if he could give me some Prize Picks to lean into, it would make me care more about Texas basketball moving forward. Because it ain't the basketball that's doing it right now. Okay, I didn't mean to shots
Cuckoo and the basketball team on our way out
catching
north.
a stray at the end of the Prize Picks videos. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. You know what I mean. Subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. Check out all of our shows. We're all on a bunch of shows right here on Orange Bloods Live. I think Jason's been on more so far this week than I have, and Cody and Alex never stop. I've got one coming up here in a little bit, probably two. Who knows? Check out everything we got at Orange Bloods Live. We'll do this again next week, a little bit more in-depth preview of the bowl games and where you should go and who not to choose. And believe me, just listen to me. I'll let you know everybody you shouldn't choose. For the four of us, and Anwar, safe travels, Anwar. You're on an airplane and you're not here with us today, but you're here in spirit. I know you're probably ready to play some John Mateer plays as well. I'm just babbling now. You guys, later.